HN has a two wins lead. If he wins this one, he takes the grand finals. Fury has to pull off a string of victories here, which it can happen. We'll see what we got. Magical Boomerang is the best item. Nice hint.
And right off the bat, you might be noticing things look a little backwards, and that's because one of the flags that we've added from the bracket stage of this tournament is the fact that all of the overworld is possibly mirrored. It's a new flag in the randomizer. It looks like they found an any roads right off the bat, and they're going to that coast cave. I don't blame them. That's kind of an out-of-the-way open cave. They both find it taken. Nice find right off the bat. They're guaranteed that white sword item now that could be free offense.
And just a heart on the ladder spot. Heart Shuffle is on, so all the hearts from dungeons are in play, which means items could be on the floor in dungeons, but you might have to kill some things to get them.
Yeah, that's another thing that's changed from brackets. That flag was not on at the bracket stage of this tournament. That is pretty widely by a lot of people considered one of the hardest changes from brackets to the Elite 8 flags. What I kind of considered even harder was the removal of almost all of the free staircases in dungeons. That means you can't just walk in generally and find a diamond staircase that you can clip into without killing anything, spiral staircase. As we find our blue candle, our free blue candle, over in the vanilla 10 secret spot in the forest.
And funnily enough, they are taking the exact same path here. Minute 30 in. But HN gets that first bomb drop. Very nice.
Yeah, that's always a good find. Ooh, Fury takes a death to the Armos. The fast Armos kind of gave him a bad pattern there. One thing to note as well, we have Gorillas on the overworld. Gorillas on the overworld are not so bad on a 5-heart start, but they can give you problems when you're on low health. Especially those blue Gorillas, they can just turn around out of nowhere and snipe you. And they do a heart of damage.
Yeah, I kind of don't mind them because actually, it's bad all around because they're not in dungeons, which means Dark Nuts are in dungeons. What can you damage Dark Nuts with? Well, if you don't have a wand, you're gonna have to use bombs.
Yeah, we got kind of a give and take overworld here because we also have Dark Nuts on the overworld, and Fury discovers we have 1 HP red Gorillas, or at max 1 HP red Gorillas. That's going to be helpful for farming bombs on the overworld. So that's a good discovery by.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to spend time farming bombs, and there's nothing you can do. Having something that easily dies is very nice. So what kind of overworld do we have here? Is it mixed? It's mixed.
Yeah, it's definitely mixed. We've seen a first quest spot on Fury's side, and now we see a second quest spot on Ategenos' side. The only question left in that vein is what kind of money do we have? Do we have first quest or second quest?
Yeah, you always kind of hope for that first quest money, especially with the medium secret being 28. That's kind of gross.
Yeah, medium secret rolling low is not as detrimental in first quest because it's a smaller range from bottom to top values, and you have 3 large secrets instead of 1 large secret in second quest, but the medium secret is far more important in second.
Well, it kind of depends on how much money is going to be required. Sometimes you need to buy keys, and that's probably the worst possibility, is if you need to spend a lot of money on keys, because those are a little bit pricey, usually.
Right, and Ategenos is getting lucky with these bomb globals here. He's got 2 global bomb drops, and he's going to go ahead and save that 8-count bomb he's got. Smart play. He's going to go ahead and retry after bombing that spot. I'd imagine he's going to bomb the spot south and east of where he's at right now, as well as Fury unfortunately takes another death, this time in the Deadwoods.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Dying right south of the ferry always just feels so bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. But the good thing for Fury is what he has these Gorillas, these 1 HP Gorillas, just 1 screen away from start. What he can do is he can get a bomb drop, save, and then hard reset his game to reset his global to 1 and know that he's on the bomb chance again. If you're not familiar with Zelda 1, it's a little finicky thing with how the game is programmed. that you always, on your first kill, since you've hard reset the game, are going to know that you've got a bomb chance off of an enemy that can drop a bomb.
Looks like he's not going to do that quick reset, though. He's going to do some more clear in.
Yeah, he tried it once, but I don't blame him for not wanting to invest too much time when he's got 4 bombs there. He did get a save in there, so he can always just revert back to that if he doesn't find anything valuable.
So the bomb price isn't terrible. 18, it's okay.
Yeah, but Ategenos not even going to pick up that Armos heart there that we find. He might just be going back to avoid spending bombs that he got. He might not even go back for it at all, to be honest. As Fury finds a dungeon here.
Okay, finally a dungeon. What? So, level numbers hidden. Don't know what it is. That's a interesting dungeon.
Yeah, this could be shapes. I don't know of any dungeon that could start off like that. I'm thinking that's got to be shapes.
I am inclined to agree. I don't know that I can think of anything.
And also looking like possibly ladder blocked as well. So Fury's gonna take a quick dip out of that dungeon, come back later when he's got a few more resources at his disposal.
So that's kind of unfortunate. Shapes without maps. I mean, there's map logic to where you can normally find a map relatively easy before you have to find the bomb wall, but in Swordless, you might not want to clear the room that has the map.
And we did just see on Fury's side, we've got 17 small secrets. So if it is indeed second quest money, that's going to help quite a bit because that's toward the max value for the small. But yes, Shapes dungeons are a lot more difficult as Fury finds another dungeon in Forgotten Spot. Without maps especially, and without it telling you which level it is, the thing that we have to counter that is another new flag, and this is level 4 that Fury's in right now. Looks like it could be first quest 4, possibly. I'm not sure. He may be too far right. I think he's actually too far right. But Ategenos also finds a dungeon. But the flag that has changed is the book is no longer useless. It acts as an atlas and gives you all the maps for every single dungeon.
Yeah, so the book is actually... It's very helpful in Shapes, especially. You don't normally want a book with your wand unless you really like that wand fire, but
right.
With the map, you kind of really want it.
Yeah, it's so worth it when you have Shapes. The positive, in my opinion, definitely counters the negative by quite a wide margin. Ategenos could be in level 5 right now with the placement of that key and that moat. Fury was definitely in level 4 earlier because of the placement of that Triforce in that team. So right now we're just kind of looking for some offense. Neither of our runners are really able to get very far in the dungeons that they've found so far. So that means we could be in for a fun seed. We'll have...
Yeah, you kind of want to try to find an easy level, but none of these have been real easy so far, unfortunately.
Yeah, and another thing that could turn the tide here is neither of our runners have found that white sword item yet, and both of them are automatically eligible for it. So if there's a wand sitting somewhere on the overworld, one of them finds it a lot quicker than the other. That could be a big turning point in the...
And now Fury has his 8, so he's good. At what point do you decide to bomb Death Mountain?
You know, with the fact that Fury is in a do-or-die situation right now, I would be inclined, if I were him, not to try and play it as by the book as possible. If I'm Ategenos, I'd probably do that right away, because I've got a 2-game lead right now, and I'm thinking I can take some risks. And if I find something really valuable on Death Mountain, I can almost pretty soundly assume that I'm in the lead, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes some sense.
And if it doesn't
Looks
pan
like-
out, then he's got two more games to.
Unfortunately, Death Mountain is so far from where they start, and all the any roads take them in the, well, west of this map, but your traditional east part of Hyrule, Lost Hills, and the forest. So there's no good way to get to Death Mountain.
Yeah, outside of just hiking up there, for sure. But the good thing is, bombs are pretty easily accessible with those 1 HP gorillas right next to the start screen.
And HN does find one of those removed stairs, because the key was in the corner of that reverse C, so he knows that's going to be a staircase.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because that does not occur naturally, so could be an item, but given what he's seen, I'm not surprised that it's a passage stair.
Yeah, I'm inclined to think that this is a somewhat smaller dungeon. A lot of the times the Shapes dungeons like to kind of put their segments in kind of far off places like that, just like isolated places. If I were betting, I would bet that this was 1, 2, or 3.
It could be, or it could just be like a really divided up 7 or 8 that just got chopped into like 50,000 pieces.
Well, I'm pretty sure that it's the first 6 that are the Shapes dungeons, based on the fact that we found what we know to be level 4 earlier, and I'm pretty sure he was too far right for it to be vanilla first quest.
Fair enough, because with this flag set, we are guaranteed 1 through 6 to be different than 7 through 9, so yeah, they won't all be Shapes.
And Ategenos starting to bomb some walls here as Fury is in the dungeon that Ategenos discovered earlier. Oh, and Fury gets caught by that leg. And he's going to go ahead and bomb himself out. 2 bombs to get out of the leg, so kind of lucky in that regard. It can be up to, I believe, 4 bombs if they max on HP.
And it's worth noting that the Vire didn't die to a bomb. It split into bats, so that's going to be annoying if they ever have to deal with those.
Yeah, that's always a sad sight. When you got low HP Vires, it can really help to let you farm bombs. That's not going to be an avenue for our runners, unfortunately.
Oh, Dodongos. So annoying in Swordless because you can't smoke them.
Yep, and Ategenos gets a key. Not exactly what he was hoping for there. It's nice to have to be sure, but he really wanted something, I'm sure, to give him either a clue of what the shape of this dungeon is or some offense. Especially that. And notice he bombed that Aqua Menace. That's because that horizontal shoot room a lot of times likes to have an item. It's a drop room in Vanilla 3, so that's a room that
He was trying to continually respawn that room. Luckily, both different Tektites died to just a candle.
Question in chat from EMP. Oh, sorry about that.
Sure, go ahead.
But question in chat from EMP, is this the grand finals? Yes, it is the grand finals, and I was wrong. So that is either level 6 or it's level 8. I guess we'll see what it is. I'm guessing probably 6.
That is kind of a really atrocious map.
Yeah. So Ategenos, upon finding that map, says, "I'll come back later."
Yeah. Just clearing that level alone with just a candle, No.
And interesting, he's spending the money on bombs here, as Fury pulls off a new screen scroll that is allowed by the mirrored overworld. That's one thing about mirrored overworld that we didn't mention is there are new screen scrolls that you can do that are available because of the mirrored overworld that you can't do on a normal overworld. Fury just did one from the bridge screen to Vanilla 1 to the fairy fountain in the forest.
Of course, the price of that is you lose some screen scrolls that you might really like the one to Vanilla 5. That one in particular is kind of annoying to lose.
Yeah. The good thing though about that is you lose it for both runners, and it's not the worst thing in the world to route in. The bad thing is the Lost Hills can be a nightmare to access if you don't have an any road.
So Ategenos back in this, whatever you want to call this. There's this one room in the left side. There's a Chevy room blocking progress. And then there's that staircase. So he's going to go check the last available rooms up this way.
And luckily for Ategenos, we have 1 HP gels. Anything but, half or 1 HP gels are just the worst, because they don't get knocked back like typical enemies. They like to kind of stand in place and kind of behave like mush, so it's kind of hard to get them to group and to get hit more than once by a candle.
Yeah, so far the HP on a lot of the enemies has been favorable. The only one I can think of that was bad was the Vire right now.
Yeah, they've been getting some pretty good luck here, and here is a staircase room for Ategenos, and it is an item. It's the bow. Big discovery there for Ategenos.
Yeah, that's useful. He's gonna have to buy arrows and find a lot more money, but
yeah, so
that is offense.
I'd imagine that what Ategenos will want to do now is he'll want to start doing some more overworld. At least I would think, probably, so he can find a few more secrets, get some arrow money. Also, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be pretty confident that that's level 6 at this point, and he's only got one more floor item in the Triforce in there. So you come back when you have more offense, you got more resources, and dig out the Triforce and maybe the floor item. That's a really nasty dungeon, though, to have a floor item of any importance.
I mean, the enemy set wasn't terrible. It's just the amount of rooms is so large. That's the real bad thing there.
Yeah, the enemy set wasn't bad, except for the beefy landmows. The landmows might be a problem if they block a floor.
Yeah, at least the one in the top left, he could kind of cheese with the bow and arrow. Might take a lot of arrows, but he could stand in that doorway, be safe, and kill it if he really wanted to.
Right, and there's our big secret for FurySK in the Lost Hills. It is 146 rupees.
That's just slightly big, just a little bit. Yeah, he's kind of max money now.
Yeah, and both of our runners are in the Lost Hills. Ategenos is hopefully about to discover his large secret, or maybe if you're rooting for Fury, hopefully not, because that will give him more than enough rupees for arrows and then plenty of ammo.
Yeah, that's kind of really bad for Fury. Would have been better for him probably if, large secret was 50.
Yeah, that's true. Unless Fury gets back to level 6, which he doesn't know at this point. It's level 6. He never found the map. But I could see him going back there pretty soon.
I mean, as far as dungeons close to their start location, it's probably the closest, so it has that going for it.
Right, and we have another dungeon from Fury here. I'm thinking this is probably going to be another shape, unless Well,
Oh,
yeah,
keys.
probably gonna be
Oh,
another shape.
oh dear.
Those keys are rolled high. That's never fun.
And
And right on cue.
unfortunately, that could have been a staircase room because it could have been one of those removed stairs with the key in the middle.
Yeah. And speaking of unfortunate, Ategenos leaves the Lost Hills before he finds that large secret. That's going to buy Fury a little bit more time to get back into that level 6 and find it. Man, Ategenos getting real fortunate here with these bomb drops. He's getting them all over the place, and he's going to go dig more overworld. I agree with that play at this point. He's looking for money.
Oh yeah,
I think more.
money, white sword item. There's a lot of good
Right.
things to find.
And Fury's
gonna have to, yeah, very slowly kill that room.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
trying.
he could throw a bomb.
I think he's gonna go for it here. Yikes! I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't run out of bombs here. He's gonna try and get all 3 of them. Oh, well, I did that. Okay, they did die to 3 HP.
Yeah, he can burn that last one, but it would have taken so long with just the candle.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. And what is his reward? It's the wand. Oh wow.
So just a little bit worth it. So yeah, that's pretty nice.
Fury makes the play, and what a play it is. So he's feeling pretty good right.
Yeah, so wand is great. It doesn't cost him money. It does the same amount of damage HN can do you with the bow and arrow. As far as dungeons are concerned.
Yeah, it's completely repeatable offense. 8 gens is only semi-repeatable. As we find out what our red bubble curse is, I'm almost positive it's reverse controls. That's another flag that we have in these Elite 8 flag.
Very much look like he just inverted. He's gonna figure out what level this is, because, why not?
And it looks like he might be going back in for the floor item. And it was level 3. So
it's gonna be smaller.
And as Agen finds another level here. Trying to decipher what I think this one could be. Honestly, it looks like another shape.
Whenever I'm playing this type of flag set, I like to find 9 just so it gives me a hint as far as what I'm dealing with for 7, 8, 9.
And there is the magical boomerang for Ategenos. Fury will be a little bit jealous that Ategenos found that first, but I think he'll probably be content with his wand.
Yeah, probably. He's probably okay with that. Oh, orange wizards. Yeah.
Ooh, and Ategenos takes a sword to the face from one of those Second Quest Stalfos that we have in these flags. If you've never played Second Quest, the Stalfos, or the skeleton enemies, they shoot swords at you, and they deal 2 hearts of damage. So they're a lot more difficult than just the first quest Stalfos that just walk into you for a half.
Oh, well, Fury was lucky to get that wand. Whenever you get trapped in a shoot room like that, it's always unpleasant if you have no means of dealing with it.
I want to get another look at that map, because that looked, for a second, like First Quest 3 to me. There's the floor item. I think that might have been, First Quest 3, so I guess I was completely wrong. on the dungeons. We might have to rethink that.
So yeah, that was 7 or 8 then, huh? That gigantic, massive thing.
Yeah, it must have been.
Probably 8.
So I guess he wasn't too far right in that dungeon. I was just misinterpreting which room he was in when I was saying he was in 4.
It's really hard to tell without some sort of level marker what you're dealing with.
Yeah, so we got Bo and probably 8 at this point, unless 7 rolled very low.
Which is, I think, possible. Although that would mean like 8 was also very large, and that probably 1 through 6. No.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with 8.
Yeah, I would say 8 as well. So for those who aren't as in tune with the intricacies of the randomizer, levels 6 and levels 8 tend to be the largest levels other than 9 in shapes. And unfortunately, Ategenos gets a hand right back to the front of the dungeon.
Yeah, he got wall mastered right before that, kind of. He got red bubbled right before that, kind of threw him off, so. That moment of hesitation is all a wall master needs to get you.
And the good thing for Ategenos is he does have 5 keys here. So keys aren't an immediate concern. He gets a nice little 5 rupee from a wall master. Yeah, and Fury is back into this level 8/6. We think 8. It's definitely not 6.
H-Gen picked up a thing. He's a different color now.
Oh, good call. So floor item in whatever dungeon H-Gen's in is the red ring. That is going to quadruple H-Gen's offense, and those land molas are suddenly not near as much of a concern as Fury picks up the Triforce in what we think is level 8. We're probably about to get a confirmation. And indeed, it is level 8. Shapes 8.
Yay.
Oh, but he's leaving.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that might be very bad for him.
So Ategenos is in level 1.
Oh, yeah, that's totally 1.
So
and
this
Fury,
is 4. This is 4.
Yeah.
This is definitely 4, because he'll walk into this tea room up here, and that's the room that the Triforce is in, and it's on the bottom right. Now, Lionels in dungeons, a lot of people aren't too fond of them, but if you have repeatable offense, they are nice for farming bombs and health. Because the red Lionels tend to roll, they can't be that high of HP, but the blue Lionels are bomb droppers. So the red Lionels you can get health back, and the blues you can get bombs. Now the flip side of that is obviously Lionels do a lot of damage, but if you use that half-tile combat, you can really kind of cheese them to your advantage.
Yeah. And H-Gen has the advantage of, hey, he's got a ring, so even if you do get hit, not too bad. Oh, hey, ladder.
Yeah, the ladder. I was about to say, did I just see the ladder on Fury's screen? So floor item in 4 is the ladder. Interesting.
So the fun thing there is H-Gen knows where the Triforce is. But he is going to have to he can't ladder clip, obviously, to get it. So he'll take a similar path, maybe? So he might, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Fury is going to go ahead and dip out of 4 without the staircase item.
I guess he's going for a big gamble strat here in Game 3.
Oh, and we have red candle as the floor item in 1. So H-Gen now has some repeatable offense as Fury finds another dungeon. This, I think, Is this the one that
Kinda
Ategenos is just in?
interesting. Yeah, it looks like he's in one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So they've been keeping separate paths a lot recently, but Fury might start tracing HN steps here. He'll deal with one and then kind of keep going on, I think, to find more levels. So right now we're just kind of missing, where are those silver arrows? Where do you think, Antlers? Floor item in shape 7?
I kind of want floor item in 8, honestly. That would be the ultimate troll, because you know both of them are gonna leave that for the last possible.
So that land mola room in the top left of 8, right?
Exactly, or just like way down deep in that bottom portion of it that you inevitably won't be able to have a corridor to it. Just have to walk all that. Because we did already find one corridor in that 8.
Yeah. And it wasn't segmented, it was all just one giant piece. Now, maybe there's some walls separating a section, but it all was put together.
And Fury is happy to find his favorite item in the game for some reason. He burns it. Interesting. I think that would be sacrilege to him, but I guess we'll have to ask about that in the interview.
You gotta temper it with fire, you know.
I guess
Give it some power. Red Candle's... I kind of prefer Red Candle to just having a bow and arrow.
Oh, absolutely.
I really don't like worrying about money.
Yeah, toward the beginning especially. Like, if it's toward the end and I gotta choose between getting, like, you know, I have like 2 or 3 dungeons left, I'm taking the bow. But if I've only dug like 1 or 2 dungeons, I'm definitely taking the red candle. Unfortunately, the bad thing about bow and candle is the fact that they will not kill like-likes when you get swallowed, so you gotta be really careful.
Well, that's what bombs are for.
So Fury, I think, just missing the floor item in this level 1 here, he's going to go ahead and be able to clear this Gliok that Ategenos was not. The best thing that he could possibly find here would be...
Yeah, so Fury would probably be pretty happy to see the red ring in here. Red candle, eh.
We're getting mention of the book in chat. I didn't see him pick up the book, 8gen, but someone mentioned that he...
Yeah, I thought he got the map. But...
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Blue land molas, everybody's favorite, especially when they don't want to die.
Yeah,
it's kind of annoying where that fire goes when he's on the block.
Yeah, the thing about the grid room is it is good for being able to block clip and avoid the land molas. It's bad in the sense that the fire will always go into another block when you're trying to kill the land mola, so it won't just sit there and let the land mola run through it like the land mola is kind of prone to do otherwise.
Everybody's favorite enemy is Patra, right? Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, especially the expanding Patra. And there's the other floor item for Fury. Sees his red ring in that horizontal shoot room, gonna grab it, and I imagine get out of this level 1.
Did he already see the red candle?
He did. He picked up his red candle.
Alright, so, yeah. You know, touch a red bubble on the way, why not?
And there we have the any key. Unfortunately for Ategenos, he does not have the ladder. Finds the heart, which is the second floor item in level 2, right after that, but he is not going to be able to get that any key until he has the ladder out of level 4. I'm not sure how close they are to level 4 right now, or how close he is, but finds a Triforce, and we'll see if he goes back for that.
It probably depends on his key situation. He has 5 keys. That's okay. So we'll see if it lasts.
So this is definitely shape 7 that Fury just found.
High 7.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were kind of talking about. Shapes 8 tends to roll a lot bigger than shape 7.
Yeah, 8 will always be bigger than 7, so that is a shape too.
Yeah.
High heart container. I would agree with the Zamboni comment. I think that's pretty accurate.
That or maybe an Aquaminus head.
Oh, look at you trying to bring up Zelda 1.
So Ategenos exploring the waterfall area, and I did not see if he did the new screen.
Yeah, he clipped over there.
Yeah, so that's a really good one that you can do from Death Mountain. It makes Death Mountain exploration really efficient, and he finds the white sword item in the waterfall cave, and it's just a heart container, so that's really not going to come into play. Now, Fury might look for that until he finds it. He does not like to leave that white sword item out there on the table before going to level 9, so I would imagine that Fury will definitely find it, but it won't really be of any consequence. And there are Wizrobes in level 7.
Yeah, and there was also the meat block, which is not required this seed. So meat, nah, no reason to ever buy it.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good information to have. In 1 through 6 shapes, 1 through 6 first quest, and 7 through 8 shapes, you're pretty unlikely to need the meat anyway, but that kind of confirms.
Alas, there will be no meat block to Zelda.
So right now, kind of where we're at is Fury definitely has a bit of a lead here. He's going to have a 3 Triforce lead here in a moment. He has the wand and the ladder, whereas Ategenos only has the bow. And whenever Fury needs to, or gets to level 2, he'll also be able to pick up his any key, whereas for Ategenos to get it, he'll have to double dip. So Fury, in all likelihood, is not going to have to worry about keys for very much longer either.
He's doing pretty fine on keys right now anyway, but it's always nice to have the assurance of just all the keys.
Yeah, there are a couple dungeons that can kind of eat through your keys pretty quickly, and Ategenos finds another dungeon here. This was... I want to say this was this 3?
He's in the letter cave then?
Yes, this is 3.
Yes, this is exactly the room that he wants to clear.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So at 39 minutes, about 17 minutes after Fury gets his wand, Ategenos picks up his wand. He might be stressing a little bit about that. I wouldn't be worrying too much, but I'd be thinking it's very possible that Fury might have picked it up a little bit sooner than I did.
Possibly. He's been able to keep up a little bit, just having that bow and red candle and all that stuff, so probably wouldn't be worried too much. The ladders, that's kind of annoying. Not getting that any key, that would worry me a little bit. There's been a lot of Chevy rooms and whatnot.
Yeah, and it being a floor item as well, kind of out of the way in level 4. Hopefully he finds it first try in there. I would think that with only bow and wand, without having silvers or ladder, he'll probably want to clear it, especially not having knowledge of all the dungeons either. We're starting to run out of overworld, and we still haven't found levels 5 or 6, to my knowledge anyway. I don't believe we have. So it's very possible that the power bracelet or the recorder or the raft could be required.
There's that one in the Dead Woods that I think might have been 5.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that one. So we are still missing one dungeon, though.
And after almost full clearing 7, Fury finds the second heart container that's in it. So, Triforce and go.
Yeah, for a full clear 7, that's about the fastest, for the easiest full clear 7 you'll ever have.
Yeah, that 7 was pretty compact, and it was pretty free. It's just unfortunate. Oh, that bomb didn't go. Mere overworld gotcha. So, Ategenos looking for that floor item, huh? No sign of it yet. Think it's the white sword bombs?
Yeah, I think Fury just left it.
Yeah, Fury just left. He's like, I don't care. Probably didn't want to spend the keys.
Ategenos still has quite a bit of this dungeon to do as well, so.
That Dig Dogger is pretty suspicious, though.
It is.
That reverse C in 3.
Yeah, reverse C tends to be an item room in level 3, a floor item room. So Ategenos has done one of the 2 rooms that Fury left. The other one was the top left room in level 3, if I remember correctly.
Gotta love those orange wizards. And Ategenos is like, I'm not dealing with you.
Yeah, probably a smart play there. He knows he can't get anything else out of that room, so he just picks up the bombs and leaves. So Fury is in level 2 now. He's going to get his any key, and he will cease to really think about whether he opens key doors.
Yeah, probably not what he's looking for. Much would prefer bow or silvers, but alas, it's not to be.
Yeah, I mean, with 7 keys, if I'm him, I would even prefer, like, a recorder or a power bracelet at this point.
Hey, Raft gets you 1 location on the overworld.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of races in the tournament lately that have been raft required, so. Looks like Ategenos just dips out.
Yeah. You know, why not? Maybe there wasn't a ladder block or anything, was there?
I didn't see one, but obviously now we've got to call Silver's blocked by that Dig Dogger.
Yeah, very well could be. A lot of the troll potential's already been removed, but yeah, there's still a little bit.
Now Ategenos going back into this level 8 here. He still needs the Triforce, and he still has a staircase item and a floor item. The big question on my mind is, how long does it take Fury to go back to this level 8? He does not like digging big level 8s, whether it's Second Quest 8 or Shapes level 8 that are monstrosities like these. And it served him well in the race against me, where it was just a big load of nothing. He just grabbed the Triforce and never looked back. And here, he's got to go back, and we know that. So it'll be interesting to see. He's got his Triforce out of 2 now. I think he got both items out of there as well. We'll see. He's got to find 5 and 6 still. So
I personally don't like digging Shapes 9, but I don't know. We'll see how he's feeling, how many items he has left behind at that point, if he's missing both bow and silvers. Because silvers could be in 9. So,
And
do you
8
gamble
gen,
on 2 items being there?
right? Yeah, and that's the big question. 8 gen is at least going to check the surrounding rooms out of this level 8 because he saw the Triforce and decides he wants to see a little bit further.
Well, it would suck to not go 1 room or so, and then bam, that's like your required item.
Right, and Eat My Steel in chat making a good point. Shapes 9 is very, very similar to First Quest 9. It has the same amount of corridor staircases, has the same potential to be trolly. The only real difference is that it's not the set skull shape.
I mean, there is even the very slight chance it could be segmented. I
Right,
think I've seen it once.
right, which would mean even more corridor staircases. Than
Yeah, you always want more stairs in your 9. Do you think 8gen's going to find every item in this 8?
Oh man, if I were 8 gen and I found the other stair item in here, I would be out. Personally. Oh no, and it's just a banana.
No love for the banana. Not this seed.
So we do have the bow and the banana in the same dungeon. Unfortunately, it's the wrong dungeon.
It does look like 8gen's going to try to look around for that last floor item.
Man, so honestly, I don't disagree with this play from 8 gen. I think he's kind of taking a gamble here. He knows Fury is probably not going to do this. Okay, so he's going back up to the Triforce. But if it happens to be silvers or like a required recorder or power bracelet, then he would almost certainly feel in the lead if he ended up finding that on the floor in here.
I mean, required recorder or power bracelet would actually be really good for Fury at this point, because it would force him into this level before 9.
That's true. That's very true. I think 8 gen would still probably be feeling really good about finding one of those on the floor.
Oh, definitely.
So, question in chat, where is Fury now? This looks like 5. It is 5. So, we are in level 5 for Fury. So, the only dungeon we haven't found is 6 at this point.
And we'll see how much time Fury spends in here. 5 is pretty small, relatively speaking. It's typically not too troublesome to get the items out of it.
Yeah, and of course, he's getting all the level 5 keys that it likes to give you right after he finds the any key. Because why?
I mean, that's how the randomizer is set to work, right?
Exactly.
Tries to cheat the wall. The wall's solid. So, yeah, just kind of have to go around. I feel kind of bad for 8gen buying a key when he knows where the magic key is. He just can't get it.
Oh yeah, has he not seen level 4?
I don't know that he's gone to the... Yeah, he saw it. He's the first one who saw the Triforce in there.
Okay,
But he
yeah.
saw the Dig Dogger in the double stair and then the tea room. So he might not be inclined to go back there without ladder, which would be unfortunate.
And speaking of tea rooms, there's another tea room that Fury was just in that's always a dead giveaway for what dungeon we're in. If you ever see an item in the middle of that tea room there just sitting, then you can be pretty sure that's First Quest level 5, just like I knew that we were in First Quest 4, or well, not First Quest, but 4, either First Quest or Shapes, because of where the Triforce was when it was in a tea room.
So, silver's just free as day in 5. That's always nice.
Yes, we found silvers and we found recorder. Two of probably the best things Fury could have found there. And again, just unfortunately, he still needs to go back into level 8. But if that recorder opens up the last dungeon, Ategenos is in level 5 right now, hot on his tail. So if he gets that, then he'll be in go mode if that recorder opens up the last dungeon.
Yeah, it's quite possible that 9 has something like a raft and a power bracelet, maybe both in it. Just kind of sitting there being pointless.
And another possibility is that our last dungeon is ladder blocked on the.
Well, the recorder was required, so that's something.
Yeah, so whether it blocks the last dungeon or not, we've got the we got the required recorder for a dig dogger. Ategenos could not be more happy to be in this level 5 right now, I wouldn't think, because of the fact that he's getting all these keys, whereas Fury was, I'm sure, kind of annoyed.
Yeah, it's actually really good for Ategenos. Only question is, can he work around all the little ladder issues in this level?
Oh, and our tracker Darkfalls makes a good point. We also haven't found level 9.
Oh, I'm sure it's just somewhere they just haven't wandered. Second quest 9 spot. That's always a favorite, I think.
Or the one raft spot that we can't screen scroll to. That's another one.
Oh, that's where 6 is.
Okay.
Why wouldn't it be 6 there? The one thing Flute does is it gives you a whole lot of overworld that you got to check now. But
yeah, and it's very spread out too.
Yeah.
The recorder overworld especially is very spread.
On the plus side, he can recorder to a lot of levels with all those Triforces.
Right. He's got all the Triforces now, except for level 6 Triforce. So Fury has a pretty commanding Triforce lead at this point. Who has the actual lead in the race? That really depends on a lot of factors.
Honestly, I think Fury will likely dig 9. And depending on how trolly the items are and how deep they're in, that might just determine it.
Yeah, I definitely agree that he would dig 9, just based on what we've seen from him.
Play that music, HM. Don't leave without the silvers.
Yeah, that's another good call. I think the silvers were in the top tooth there, the upper tooth.
It's the bottom tooth.
Okay.
Gotta spend a key.
Oh, well, that's what I meant.
Like he's willing to do.
Like the incisor.
Those land molars are just like, yeah, that's our silvers. But luckily, Red Ring is so nice.
And we do have level 9. It is just bomb blocked in Death Mountain. So that's one thing checked off Fury's list here. He's going to kick it into overdrive looking for level 6 now.
Yeah, he hasn't found the white sword heart, and that's probably going to be a little concerning.
Yeah, I think at this point, he's in, I'm going to get into 9 and look mode as fast as I can. We'll see if he's able to find level 6 with what he currently has.
Yeah, I think he's totally in that mode. Which, again, how deep in are the items in 9?
Yeah, and I think it's looking more and more likely that we have second quest money, because I have not seen another large secret the entire seed, so... luckily for both the runners, that bow and arrow combination did not come into play, as Ategenos finds his Triforce out of level 5, so he's only 2 Triforces behind, but honestly, at this point, I've got to give a slight advantage to Ategenos just based on what we expect Fury to do. But certainly not insurmountable.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on where are you able to access level 6 right now. Because if you're going to be forced to go back into a level, which at this point would be the floor item in 3, or I guess the floor item in 8, are kind of our unknowns outside of 6.
Right, and especially if Ategenos finds the ladder in level 4 before finding 6 and 7, I highly doubt he's going to spend much time digging items in either of those dungeons.
So Fury went back to 4. He's killing this dig dogger, which he's suspicious is the staircase. Which, you know, one room in, why not?
Oh, and it's not. I guess I get that play a little bit more now that now that I saw a dig dogger in the possible staircase room again. He wanted to wait until he had the recorder to commit to digging this stair item, so I can definitely understand that.
It is interesting. I don't know how much overworld Fury has left that... I mean, we know he has the white sword area. I don't think anyone's bombed the ladder spots, which those are kind of low probability, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know about those. That could be a game changer for him as well, except Ategenos is about to get right into this level 4 as well. He's one screen away from, or 2 screens away from it, unless he ends up going up to do Death Mountain. But it is in Forgotten Spot. No, he's going up to Death Mountain, so who knows when Ategenos is going to make it back.
Probably after checking all of Death Mountain.
Yeah, if he can get the bomb drops. So here's level 7 for 8-Gen. We know it's just going to be a whole lot of nothing. Let's see how much time he spends digging the items out of here.
He might stumble upon that floor heart if each goes the right path. It's just kind of misfortune on Fury's part to kind of dodge that room.
Yeah, I think that especially if he finds the first floor heart relatively quick, he's not going to spend a ton of time looking for a second item. Okay, so there's the stair heart, so...
Yeah, he's going to see that no matter what.
And there is the power bracelet out of level 4 for Fury, so it's very, very likely at this point that Fury has everything he needs outside of the bow to finish the seed. The only thing that could be stopping him at this point would be a Wrath Block level 6.
Yeah, that seems unlikely. Could happen, but... Has anyone even scrolled to Coast Raft?
You know, I don't know. I was trying to think. I don't know if they have.
I mean, that's a spot. Now, it would kind of be even worse for Fury if that was level 6, because then he'd be like, oh, one of the items outside of 9 is a raft. Haha.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. At this point in the race, sometimes you can even forget things like that too, or not even think about something like that. In a race like this, when everything's on the lines. And he is checking more recorder spots here in the desert.
Yeah, he's clearing out everything. You just never know. It could be anywhere on this overworld.
The good thing for Fury is the bow is not very deep in level 8. So as soon as he does find the items out of level 9, which we pretty much both expect him to do first, he'll get into 8 and he'll find both items pretty quickly. Unless he left something else, but I don't think he's really left anything else except the items in 8.
I imagine he'd check 3 real quick.
Yeah, that's a good call. He did leave the item in 3, the floor item.
But beyond that, I think he's seen everything. So, other than the white sword heart, which Depending on if he finds 6 while he's over here, he might get to that way.
Yeah, and Ategenos is gonna dig, it looks like, for the floor item in this level 7. He's gonna go ahead and leave no stone unturned here.
And he's choosing the correct path to check too, so... Well, maybe. I think it was southwest of the Triforce, maybe? So he might end up full clear on this too, so...
Yeah, I really hope that we're not mistaken and that he did find level 4, because level 4 is in kind of a notorious spot.
I'm almost certain he's the first one who found it, and Fury found it later. Yay! More hearts. That's what you want, right?
At least it's kind of a weight off Fury's mind at this point that he did find the white sword item finally.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything relevant, so he doesn't have to worry like, oh no, I'm so behind because I left this white sword item behind.
Right, that's always a bad feeling. Whenever you find a wand on the overworld, especially in a free cave like that, an hour in, you're like, well, let's just wait for the dot done.
It always feels bad. I don't think we've seen any ladder blocked anything yet, unless 6 ends up being on one of these spots.
Yeah, just a potion shop, the first one. Let's see what the second one, if anything. Just take any, so... Not the worst thing he could have found, but not what he wanted at all.
And at this point, I think it's pretty sure that it's second quest money, because there's not enough overworld spots left for there to be another couple of large secrets hidden.
Yeah, it's gotta
Not
be.
that it matters. Alright, HN does finally see the heart, and he's done.
So HN just 1 heart behind now. Let's see if he goes right back to that level 4, or if he continues digging for some overworld for level 6. He doesn't really have anything new at his disposal yet after clearing that level 7.
Yeah, it would be kind of unfortunate if he just decided to do like all these recorder spots with his recorder and not able to double tag all the power bracelet spots at the same time.
And don't look now, but Fury is 1 heart away from having max hearts. Now, that is kind of a little deceptive when you have the heart shuffle on, because, or sorry, the starting heart randomizer on, which means like they have a 5 heart
5
start. So that can be a little deceptive sometimes as Ategenos gets back into 4. You might think that would mean you only have 1 heart left to find, but no, he's actually got 3 hearts left to find.
Well, he's got the one on the coast that he's ignored, so that's
true. So too, yeah. So Ategenos is about to find, well, hopefully his ladder. I wouldn't think that he's going to leave here without both items.
I would think not, and it shouldn't be too hard for him to find it. Is it actually this power bracelet spot?
It is.
So yeah, gotta get that power bracelet.
Level 6, just 1 screen over from its vanilla location at the grave. And we have a Goma.
If this is bow blocked, that would actually be really great news for Fury.
It'd be outstanding news for Fury. That would get him right back in the game, possibly back into the lead if he finds the bow out of level 8 quick.
Yeah, so right now, if you're rooting for another game, you want that Goma to have the Triforce.
Or just anything beyond the Goma, too.
Yeah, anything beyond if the passage stair doesn't go down there.
And Ategenos does find his ladder. He's going to continue to dig here. I think the power bracelet was down toward the vanilla entrance of the dungeon, so he's going to dig out the top part and have to...
unfortunately, we'll see how big this 6 is and where are the items in this 6, because I imagine Fury's going to find them.
Yeah, the unfortunate news for Fury is that he is going to dig this entire level 6. He's not gonna leave one room that he can access unchecked.
Which, depending on the path Ategenos takes when he gets here, he's probably just going to immediately kill that Goma. Hey, book, what's up?
Yeah, there's a book that Fury, I'm guessing, probably didn't want to pick up. I pick up the book in that situation because it shapes 9.
Yeah, shapes 9 is pretty garbage.
I'm guessing Fury probably didn't want to because he's not as big of an advocate as the book.
With Red Ring on, I mean, why not? Especially with shapes 9. And the possibility of having to go back to shapes 8.
Oh, it's blocked! It possibly blocked. The Triforce is possibly behind that Goma. We gotta pray, or Fury's gotta pray, and anyone who wants another game, that the corridor staircase does not take him down there. He's hoping it will, but...
Oh.
We're about to see.
He didn't get the power bracelet.
Oh, yeah, that's... So, and more good news for Fury. That corridor staircase did not take him to that Triforce. He now knows that he is Boblock.
That really is the best thing Fury could have hoped for to happen.
Yeah, and he doesn't even know it. Right now, he's possibly a little annoyed, but he doesn't know what a blessing that was.
Yeah, we'll see. Ategenos going to basically clear all overworld except power bracelet spots, and then he's going to be forced back into 4 to get that power bracelet. Which is unfortunate because he's going to have to go all over the place for these recorder spots.
And I don't know that Fury ever got the map in level 8, so that book
he's got
actually...
a book now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that book actually might end up being massive.
Ategenos did bomb to get into that room in that left section, so I think that is going to end up speeding up Fury a little. Although, if he's looking for the floor item, he'll still be clearing rooms, so...
Yeah, but it's, the bow was pretty close to the start, and I don't think he would probably leave, those few rooms behind.
Yeah, probably not. So at this point, Fury goes back to 3, probably. Gotta check that floor item after all. Unless, at this point, it's the white sword. We're running out of spots for that white sword to be.
Yeah, this is, not 8, so it must be 3. Okay, never mind. He's going somewhere else.
He might be banking on 8 just because it's bigger.
Yeah, there's 8, and he hasn't found any items on a level 8. Yeah, he didn't find the map out of here, so that's good. He's going right toward where he's going to find the bow. If you're rooting for another game, this is really good news.
So, I'm guessing Fury's going to beat Ategenos into 9. Now, the problem is it shapes 9. That can sometimes be really trolly.
Yeah, shapes 9, you never know, but at least he's not going to be looking for an item. If he had gone into level 9 looking for the bow, I think we'd still be talking about Ategenos having a pretty good advantage here.
Oh, definitely. That bow block was so beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, a game changer. And Fury does pick up his bow. He's going to be going Triforce and go into level 6 and getting right into level 9.
Now, it is possible. Might have to ask Fury, would you have gone into 9 before 8? He might have made the decision that he was not going to go into 9 and gamble on it, but I'd be curious to see what his answer was.
Yeah, if I were a betting man, I know what I would put my money on, but we'll definitely have to ask him to confirm.
Yeah, I think he would have gone to 9, but I don't know if the game on the line situation would have changed his mind and how he would have normally played. 8gen getting some bombs, you know, checking some spots.
So yet again, both Power Bracelet and Recorder were required this seed.
Yeah, Power Bracelet, Recorder.
And Bow before level 9.
Yeah, luckily silvers were out, so you didn't actually have to buy arrows, but still.
Even though 8gen did, because he found the bow way before Fury. Fury's just getting mercilessly bopped around from those enemies, and that's a really frustrating feeling. When you're in go mode, you're, you know, just praying you don't see a dot done there, and you just keep getting bopped away from the door by enemies, and you can't.
Yeah, I'm sure his heart's racing. As soon as he got that bow, he's like, okay, we just gotta do this now. That's when you start worrying. Is 8gen gonna go to the coast spot? Oh, he's picking up a heart. Interesting.
He might be screen scrolling to the raft spot over here. Oh, he found the raft.
Oh, where'd that puppy come from?
That. He might have found that in level 8 off the floor when we didn't see, because he did more of that 8 than Fury did.
That wasn't on the floor in 3, right? No.
I don't think so.
I'm guessing it was probably floor in 8 then. It was probably spawned too quickly for us to see it.
Yeah. With the floor item shuffle being in the mix, you can definitely miss items, especially if they spawn right on top of the player's sprite. Just because you're not.
Look at that 9. You like that 9?
Yeah, that 9. About that 9.
It has like a couple holes in it. 5. Would you want to dig the 2 items out of this?
Yeah, that's just a big bag of nope. The good thing is, it should be pretty well connected. Of course, Zelda is going to be behind a magic staircase in the bottom left corner.
And there's the possibility of walkthrough walls, because, you know, it is shaped, so maybe she's behind some walkthrough walls, too. Unfortunately, no hints. Maybe I wouldn't count on finding a compass in this 9, though. No.
Yeah, with Wizrobes being in here, I'd say don't bank on it.
Yeah, that would probably be a little tough. You're gonna have to get lucky, probably, to find that. Fury might be looking for a staircase, though, because, yeah, no visible paths.
And that's always the worst, when you have something that looks like it's going to be nice and big and open here, and it just doesn't open up for you anywhere. And there's another dead end for Fury.
Well, we eliminated this corner of the map. Huzzah.
And just got about 1 million corners left.
I mean, at least the Wizrobes are with the blue moblins, so there's some bomb droppers in here that you can easily kill.
Yeah, that is true. Blue moblins, red gorillas, both are really welcome sights in level 9. Thankfully, it's not just Vires.
Yeah, fires and orange Wizrobes that require 2 bombs to kill.
Yeah, the worst level 9s are the ones that the only bomb droppers in there are the orange Wizrobe.
That's when you start beating on old men to increase your count. It has kind of opened up a little bit, so Fury might be able to wander his way.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and eliminate this top right corner from possibility, or maybe not. Maybe he's just gonna...
Yeah, he's probably trying to hear Ganon.
Oh, and he does! We do hear Ganon. So at an hour and 15 minutes, basically, we have Ganon for Fury. So he'll pretty easily dispatch this pig and just be looking for Zelda, which she could be in a next door type situation.
And there's a lot of next doors too, so a lot of opportunities here.
And we didn't really explain what we're looking for here. Fury was obviously listening for the roar of Ganon that we just heard there, but also he's looking for a single shutter door that does not open before he kills Ganon, or that does open before the enemies are dead after he does kill Ganon. We see the key door there right after Ganon's room, so we know that's not going to be it.
Alright, HN does get the power bracelet out. Had to clear all the overworld that was available to him before then, but his time is running short.
Yep, I'd say it's running very short here. And there it is. There's the open door for Fury. He wins the Game 3 with an official SRL time of 1 hour and 16 minutes even. Get your GGs out in chat for Fury.
GGHN, Fury's hopes are alive. Takes a win. And it does look like HN is gonna tap out. He's good.
Yeah, so what a race. We'll see if we can get both runners in here for now.
Yeah, 115 on a swordless seed with some shapes dungeons and a lot of item requirements. You're doing well.
Oh, absolutely. So we'll see here if we can get both of them.
I think they are going to have a game tomorrow at some point. Hey, Fury. GG.
Oh, we are joined by our winner, FurySK.
Hey, what's up?
GG Fury. So, the question on everyone's mind, I think, was how were you feeling when you saw that Goma block in level 6?
I was okay with that, because it just confirmed that what I was about to do after I got the Triforce in 6 was going to be the correct call anyways.
Yeah, so that's actually, we would have both lost some money if we had bet on that, because we would have both said that you would probably go straight to 9 after getting the Triforce out of 6. So we were thinking that Goma block was a massive turnaround in the race, because Ategenos had everything he needed except for Power Bracelet, which he unfortunately left in level 4.
Yeah. Normally you're right. Normally I won't dig 8, especially second quest level 8, but Shapes 8, if you have the map for it, there's a little bit more incentive to actually look around in there and see if you can't find the items, especially with 3 there versus 2 and 9 and a Wizrobe set 9 to boot.
Yeah, and that 9 was a little healthy on rooms.
Yeah, how many blank rooms were there? Like 4 or 5 at most?
5. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great race though. You both it kind of swung both ways several times, but when we saw that Goma block, we knew that the momentum had really shifted in your favor.
Yeah, I felt really good right off the bat because I cleared that Keese room in what ended up being, I guess, 3. And literally the first dungeon item you find being a wand is kind of nice. And then from there, I found a lot of very useful items early on, so it just kind of snowballed. I think ladder was the second item I located. I almost trolled myself in level 4 where the power bracelet was because I thought it was recorder blocked, or assumed it was, even though I know there's more than one set up with that double push block that could go in there, but still thought it was there.
Yeah, and that we were kind of wondering your strategy when you had left 4 initially, but after remembering when you went in again that Dig Dogger was in that first room with the push block, that kind of made a lot more sense. At least for me when I saw that. But yeah, I would probably do the same thing.
Well, I don't want to dig the entirety of level 4 and have it end up being the Dig Dogger, and I knew that there was a high chance it was the Dig Dogger blocking it. So
Exactly.
it made more sense to me to actually locate the recorder at some point, and if I wasn't in go mode, it made a lot of sense to go ahead and just flute back to 4 since you have the Triforce. It takes about 30 to 45 seconds to go ahead and beat up on a Dig Dogger and see if that's the correct answer, and it wasn't, but I did keep digging it, found the power bracelet that basically unlocked level 6, and the rest I guess you guys saw and figured out from there.
How many overworld spots did you have left aside from, Vanilla 4?
Both raft spots, Vanilla First Quest 2, power bracelet spot in the top corner of Death Mountain, a recorder spot in the Dead Woods on the path to the dead end, and I was 50-50 as to whether or not I actually hit the second quest level 9 bomb spot correctly, so I didn't have it marked, but I thought perhaps I hit it, or maybe did.
So still a couple spots.
Yeah, I was starting to get nervous because a lot of these flags, for whatever reason, decide to go ahead and put the raft spot level 4 in play when you have a mirrored overworld. I've seen about half the races that have mirrored.
Yeah, one thing that kind of got Ategenos a little bit as well was the fact that he didn't find that ladder till way later, and when he went into 2, he was not able to get that any key. He actually ended up buying a key or two because he was so short on keys, and then of course right after he bought a key, he found level 5. So that I'm sure was a welcome find for him, but I'm sure he would have liked to have the ladder and just made it a non-factor right away.
Yeah, I was really, really heavy on keys for whatever reason. I guess level 1 just had a billion keys early, to the point where I had 8 or 9 and was actually just shortcutting doors in level 1 just because I was being lazy and figured there's so many keys here, it's going to be hard for me to run out.
So, next game. Tomorrow?
Hold on, I thought.
And do you want to start, with 1 heart instead of 5? There's some thought that maybe you wanted to start with 1.
I don't like starting with 5, but I've kind of gotten tired of getting hit by boomerangs and such on the overworld with 1, so I can live with somewhere between 2 and 4. And it looks like Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern was what he put in the DM, so I'm assuming we're still good for that.
Yeah, we were making the point that it was nice that you had a 5-heart start on this overworld, because there were some really nasty screens with those gorillas.
Yeah. Don't know if it was just triple hard overworld, so my strategy of kind of digging out the overworld, hoping for big items out of it, was not going to pay off the seed, I guess.
All right. Do you have any further thoughts on this seed or the rest of the series?
I don't know. Just kind of when you go down 2-0 in the series, you just kind of throw caution to the wind, just go and don't worry about random stuff. But felt like I played this seed a little bit worse in game 1. Wouldn't you know that's the way to win, apparently.
I thought it was getting the wand sub 20.
Yeah, that always helps for sure.
Although Achen wasn't too far behind, and he had that bow, red candle, red ring, kind of to counter the early wand, so he was able to keep up pace pretty well.
Yeah, you beat him to the wand by about 17 minutes, but he had a few other things to help him out for sure. So, Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch the rest of the series. I know if anyone can pull off a reverse sweep in a 5-game series, I would definitely put you at the top of the list. So it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, just make riding decisions, hope they pay off, and if they pay off and you have good mechanics, you can win any race. It just all comes down to whether or not your route pays.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow. Hope it's an exciting one.
Yep, thanks guys for the comms and tracking and restream.
Absolutely. So I think with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off here. Thank you to our tracker, Darkfalls, to my co-commentator, Thurwolf, to both of our runners, and for everyone for watching. Thurwolf, do you have anything else to add?
Nope. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Yep, 4 p.m. tomorrow Eastern.